Grandmaster Ted Gambardella with 10 things you can learn from Barack Obama that can help you to win a fight. Now, Barack Obama is changing America because he got elected president. And he got elected president, and when he did, he brought the Democratic Party back into complete dominance. Only recently were they able to lose their supermajority. But because of that, he's been able to do an awful lot of things that are going to change America and already have changed America. But I think there's 10 things that you can learn from Barack Obama that will help you to win a fight in the real world. When Barack Obama became president, his campaign, when he started to run for president, his campaign was not even noticed. Hillary Clinton was going to win the nominations, and all the other pretenders shouldn't even bother showing up. It was a guarantee that Hillary would be there, and everyone knew it, and that Hillary was going to win. And there was simply no reason to oppose her because she was going to win and you were going to lose. But Barack had a masterful plan, and he implemented it flawlessly to conquer one of the most formidable opponents in the history of politics. This was a real fight. It was a fight like Buster Douglas defeating Mike Tyson whenever Tyson was at the best of his game. You could not even get a bet against Tyson when he fought Douglas. And you couldn't get a bet against Hillary when Barack announced he was going to be a presidential candidate. Obama defeated Clinton is probably even a more monumental feat than Douglas defeating Tyson. And this is the 20th anniversary of that fight. So what can Barack Obama teach you that can help you to win a fight? 1. Don't worry about your opponent's size and power. Hillary Clinton was the most powerful woman in the world and the most powerful person in the Democratic Party for 8 years. She was adored by the press and feared by all her opponents. Fighting Hillary for the nomination would be like a middleweight fighting a heavyweight. She was the most feared Democratic candidate in the last 50 years. But Obama was not afraid. He was not intimidated. It was like David versus Goliath in the Bible. Obama knew she had a weakness, and if he attacked her weaknesses, even the mighty Goliath, Hillary Clinton, would fall. It's the same thing in a street fight and a cage fight for you. Don't worry about your opponent's size, reputation, power, strength. Have a plan to defeat them and work your plan to precision. Everyone has a weakness, and everyone can be beat on any given day. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and American Jiu-Jitsu are the perfect example of a martial arts using this philosophy. It was invented specifically to defeat a bigger, stronger opponent. When Helio Gracie was only under 150 pounds, he easily defeated people who weighed 300 pounds. I remember when I was training when Master Carlos Machado in Dallas, Texas, and a huge, nasty-looking guy with a shaved head, no shirt, and a huge tattoo across his chest that said, "Pain," came into the class and said, "Where the hell is Carlos Machado? I came to whip his butt." Master Machado immediately stepped forward and said, "Here I am. Let's roll," and proceeded to dominate him, forcing him to tap out several times because he was going to have his arm broken. And after only a few minutes, Machado had him beat, worn out, and defeated. So don't be afraid of an opponent because they're bigger and stronger looking. If you have a game plan and you implement it and follow it right, you can beat anyone of any size. That's the first thing Barack Obama taught us. Number 2, always be evasive. Obama is the master of evasion. He never makes declarative statements that will polarize an audience. He is always saying whatever the audience wants or needs to hear. He is incredibly evasive and will not let himself be trapped into a corner by a reporter or an opponent. You can and should be just as evasive in a fight. Never let your opponent trap you in the corner. Never find yourself backed into the wall or surrounded by a crowd who's not on your side. I've been doing martial arts for 47 of my 62 years, and the main reason that I still do it today and have been doing it for the last 47 years is that I'm evasive. I don't get hit. I don't get kicked. I don't get tapped out. If I was continually being hit in the head and kicked in the body in the thousands of fights that I've been in and out of class over the last 47 years, I would have quit a long time ago. The fighter who stays the champ the longest and who keeps teaching the longest is the fighter who is the most evasive, the fighter who doesn't get hit in the head every class. You have to learn to slip punches, you have to learn to avoid punches, and you have to learn to take control of the situation so that you're not getting hit and kicked every time you spar. Bill Wallace was the only undefeated full contact fighter in karate back in that 70s and 80s. For 10 years, he never lost a fight. He never got hit. He was incredibly evasive, and every time you tried to hit him, he hit you 5 times first. Bruce Lee was totally evasive. He never fought anyone of his size and strength, and he could beat people twice his size and strength by being evasive and developing the devastating attack moves. Obama is evasive. You need to learn to be evasive to win more fights. The third thing I learned from Barack Obama is keep your opponent off balance. Obama never lets his opponent get comfortable. Not during the campaign, not after the campaign. He never lets the opposition feel comfortable. He always keeps his opponents in opposition off balance, on their heels, backing up, not knowing what to expect next. He is also incredible at taking advantage of the situation when his opponent is off balance and using it to launch attacks or to make moves that are totally unexpected and cannot be stopped because the opponent is in no position to defend themselves. He has used the economic crisis to pass legislation that would have never been considered as an option, passing a $4 trillion budget, then taking control of entire industries, the automobile, the banking, the financial. While people worried about a $150 million bonus, he took over $4 trillion. This is keeping your opponent off balance. He has people talking about his jab when he's really setting up his right cross for the knockout. In a fight, you have to keep your opponent off balance too. I have learned over the years how to position myself in a fight so that my opponent is incapable of hitting me or kicking me with any power. It's a technique used by great fighters in all sports. Muhammad Ali was one of the few heavyweights to be able to move and dance and keep his opponents completely off balance and not allow them the opportunity to throw a hard punch and get hit by a hard punch. Just when you thought he was in position to be hit, he moved slightly to his right, to his left, and he kept you off pace. He kept you off balance, and he set up his own win and his own knockouts. That's number 3.